streams, as a lot of you guys maybe know. You tuned in on Facebook or YouTube, but I thank you. We're going to let some people get in here before we get to the news. We have some interesting news stories for you today, including talking about the protests that have been taking place in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I am Brandon Bonner, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know me. Obviously, you guys see the name tag. And we have that story for you. We have the Derechos that wreaked havoc all over Iowa that admittedly I ignored along with a lot of the news, and I apologize for that. And then we have a Hurricane Laura update, as well as some video from a Russian cosmonaut that shows some interesting stuff here. So we'll let a couple more people get in. I'm going to grab drink water, and then I'm going to start with the protest. So, for the past 3 nights, protests and riots have taken place in Kenosha, Wisconsin, following the shooting of Jacob Blake. I have watched the protests live with some of you guys, and things have been tense to say the least. Last night, it is believed that a 17-year-old kid who was caught on camera opening fire on protesters he shot 4 people and killed 2. The kid is seen walking past armored police vehicles after he opens fire with his hands in the air, but was not arrested. In fact, police, it looks like they didn't even stop him as they let him leave the scene, as police were just trying to clear the area at the time. In the video that has gone viral, it shows the kid running through the crowd with a long gun. But it looks like there are some protesters chasing him, and I don't want to show the video on my stream. It's pretty graphic, but there's some protesters chasing him, and it looks like he was hit from behind, and because of that, there's been people making the argument for the self-defense. But the facts are this, though. He brought a gun to what he knew was a violent situation in a riot. Even after people had backed off him, had their backs turned to him, or running away from him, he continued to open fire, including firing towards the media that was nearby. When he opened fire, I mean, the whole thing was pretty irresponsible. And I'm a gun owner. I love shooting. I love that stuff. But the whole thing was pretty irresponsible by him. Now, he is reportedly a 17-year-old kid. So in Wisconsin, you cannot operate a firearm if you are under the age of 18 without a parent or guardian. That's the state law in Wisconsin. No, the kid is still alive. He is wanted. He is at large. He got to leave the scene, walk past police. He put himself into a dangerous situation. He was probably scared, admittedly. However, he was willing to be ballsy enough to carry a gun into an active riot. This kid is not a very big kid, mind you, if you guys seen the video. I don't know what led him to do this. There was a group of people at buildings, trying to protect buildings in Kenosha. Yeah, guys, the kid, I wouldn't be surprised, to be charged with manslaughter due to negligent homicide, only because he carried the gun. He created that situation for himself by carrying that gun. He shouldn't, being 17, he probably shouldn't have even been in that protest. If he wasn't part of the protest, he really shouldn't have been out there since it was a state of emergency. I would not be surprised. This kid's going to be charged criminally with something. I'm not sure what. And I'm not sure, due process will have its day. I seen his name floating around. I'm not trying to call out the name of a 17-year-old as that's just not right. But, what he did obviously wasn't right, but it's up to us to keep that moral high ground. So now we're going to switch our attention back 16 days here. On August 10th, horrible storms with winds up to 140 miles per hour raged through the Midwest, leveling whole communities in Iowa. These storms are called derechos. A derecho is a widespread, long-lived windstorm that is associated with the band of rapidly moving showers or thunderstorms. Although a derecho can produce destruction similar to the strength of tornadoes, the damage is typically directed one direction along a relatively straight swath. As a result, straight-lined wind damage is sometimes used to describe derecho damage. By definition, if the wind damage swaths extend more than 240 miles an hour and includes wind gusts of at least 58 miles an hour or greater than most of its length, then it may be classified as a derecho, and that is per weather.com. The derecho destroyed 14 million acres of farmland and estimated 60,000 homes. The governor, Kim Reynolds, has filed for an expedited presidential major disaster declaration seeking nearly $4 billion in funds. President Trump last week said that he signed the emergency declaration, but federal emergency management officials later confirmed that he had only signed a portion of request. And that's from a number of sources, but I pulled that from Fox News so people couldn't try to accuse me of being biased. That's a Fox News saying that. He approved about $45 million to the public assistance portion of governor's request, which covers 16 counties to provide debris removal and to repair government buildings and utilities. He did not approve the individual assistance request for 27 counties that included $82.7 million for destroyed homes with major damage and $3.77 billion for agricultural damage to farmland, grain bins, and buildings, and $100 million to provide private utility repairs. So Donald Trump, I think it's up to him to take some executive action here so they can get the proper funds here to adequately rebuild in Iowa. Iowa, is it third in the country in soybean production and first in corn, I believe? I'm not 100% sure on those numbers, but I believe those are the numbers. Iowa is very important to the agricultural landscape of America. It feeds America. The Midwest in general does. There's lots of farmland out there, so I'm obviously very concerned about that. Now, Hurricane Laura is expected to become a Category 4 storm and slam into the Louisiana and Texas coast as a major hurricane Wednesday evening. At least 20 million people are in the storm's path. Over 500,000 have been ordered to evacuate. If you guys remember, when I first started talking about the hurricane on my Facebook, I was saying how the hurricane was originally being reported a Category 2, and I said it could potentially become a Category 3 on the reports I was reading. Well, now it's turning into a Category 4 before it makes landfall. The National Hurricane, this could be bad. This is a life-threatening storm surge. It's bringing with it extreme winds, flash flood warnings, all the obvious stuff with these hurricanes. I know there's a lot of people that live along that coastline that are going to get really hit, especially in Louisiana, hoping those levees hold. It doesn't look like it's very close to New Orleans where it's going to make landfall, but I'm sure they will feel the winds and effects. This is going to be a very intense hurricane. I'm actually going to bring this hurricane live to you guys with some video from protest tonight, I'm thinking, and do fast news again in the morning. But we're going to switch to a video now here that was caught by a Russian cosmonaut. So let's watch this video together. This video is on space.com, and this is some stuff caught by a Russian cosmonaut. If you can see, in the background there are those lights. I was watching this video. I read an article on it this morning. This is some fascinating stuff. So the cosmonaut reported seeing 5 objects appear flying alongside the auroras in the video. And you can see those are the auroras. He also said the information was brought to the notice of the management. Yeah. So I'm not sure what this means, guys. Space fascinates me, and I know that's not necessarily why people tune into my streams. But space absolutely fascinates me, and this is an interesting video. Comment what you think those videos, what you think that could possibly be. And, I'm definitely very interested to seeing exactly how all that plays out. I want to know more information. I'll have more information for you guys about that. I will be live with you guys tonight from protest and hurricane coverage. I might do fast news early or again in the mornings. I'm not sure. But you guys have a great day. I have a lot of stuff to get to. I love you guys. And, if you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. And, I know we don't really have the following on YouTube yet that we have on Facebook. But thank you. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. It helps me out a lot. I love you guys. I will see